Kane, it's 1-0. We're fucking down. 13th in the championship. The takeover happened as I said it would. People will be. Oh, when have we got Leeds? Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well, and good morning to you all on this bright Tuesday morning. Another step closer to the season starting. It's not too far away now, is it? Especially when you consider we will be playing Manchester United, the old rival, tomorrow. Maybe, just maybe, we might see some new players in before then. I highly doubt it. I mean, there's so many Leeds fans that are ITK right now. You don't know who to believe, because some are saying we might get an announcement today, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I think we'd have heard something by now, but maybe not. Oh, and I might be jumping on Twitch. I've got to go into work today and maybe find out what's going to happen about tomorrow. And if they say no, then I'm going to have to say, well, I bid you adieu. So I will leave it in the universe's hands, right? If they grant me the holiday, then we're good. If they don't, then I have to go, right? It is what it is. This is the most important thing for me anyway, personally. But anyway, we move. Yeah, Demar, I mean, where's it come from? Who's it from? It's all a little bit suspect. So you don't know who to believe, what to believe. You've got people saying they're you know, exclusive brought by me, and I'm like, what? Mike says you're early. What the? I know. Oh, you've got a picture with Bielsa. You lucky man. I've changed it up because I like to see some of the avatars and that. But yeah, you're early. I know, right? I am early. Fit, ready, raring to go, as they say. And I wonder if the squad will be the same tomorrow. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Get your comments in, and yeah. Hit the notification bell, because of course we'll be doing a watch along tomorrow. We'll be live from about 3:15, I'd imagine, 45 minutes before, and just seeing what the lineup is, have a general chat, maybe even 30:30. I don't want to sit there too long because it's not like I think. Burning question, Jammy, have you got your shirt? Not as of yet, mate. I don't know, every year I'm like, yeah, I get it straight away. I skimp myself in the process. I probably don't have enough money to do that, and just because of the whole situation with regards to the club, I'm still pissed at them a little bit, but I probably will get it. I mean, it's a beautiful shirt, brought to you by yours truly, by the way, 3 months ago. 3 months ago, not by me. I won't take credit for it. It was, of course, from Footy Headlines. If you remember the short that I did 3 months ago. 3 months ago, the season was still ongoing. Remember, we were still a Premier League club, and 3 months ago we found out what that shirt would be, and then people are, you know, saying it's exclusives and all that sort of shit. So I'm not too sure. Exclusive. I brought you this. You know what I mean. So we'll see. Yeah, we move right. Okay. So today's video, we're going to be talking about Gnonto, right? And it is credible. Okay, this move to Everton. Naturally, Leeds fans respond to the tweet going, nah. And yeah, I'm not too sure. It's nah. I've seen actually Jody Stokes. I've seen Jody Stokes, actually, big up to you, reply and say, not a chance. Leeds won't get 40 million for him. Not a chance, mate. You know, James Maddison went for 40 million. Leeds aren't getting 40 million for Gnonto, unfortunately. He's only had 6 months in the Premier League. It's not 40 million's worth of player, maybe potential, etc. But we're now a championship club. All these factors have to be brought in. We'll talk about that, okay? We are gonna talk about Yussuf Poulsen, whether or not that's credible, and whether or not Leeds United need Yussuf Poulsen. Of course, it's an attractive name because he plays for RB Leipzig. He's played in the Champions League, etc., etc. He's played with some top players, Szoboszlai, Werner, all these players that have come to the Premier League for, you know, decent prices that have potential. Would he drop to the Championship? We'll chat about it. Marc Roca, finally, looks like he might have that announced today. Signed, sealed, delivered. Stevie Wonder taxi actually may be going. Dave, yes, I will be chatting with Benjamin Bloom and the guys at the Second Tier Pod at some point as we get closer to the start of the season. I've already reached out and spoke to them people. LUFC Loss says, why would you go to a club which will be relegated next season after points deduction? Don't be thinking about no points deduction. And to be honest, I think another season under Dyche, I think Everton might be all right. The reason I say that is because for me, Luton and Sheffield United will be relegated. The reason I say that is because they just don't have the money, people. They just do not have the money to compete. Remember Norwich coming up spending 5 million? They haven't got no money. I mean, Sheffield United, I was listening to an interview by Paul Heckingbottom the other day. They've got no money, folks. And if you ain't got money, then you ain't staying up. That's facts. Yeah. So I think for me, two of the spots, that's what I mean. Last season was an anomaly. Because there's always two teams that get cut adrift. There's always one that gets cut adrift by Christmas. That didn't happen. That didn't happen this time. You know, when we were up there. Remember, like there was about 9 teams involved at one point, all the way up to Palace, if you remember. There was about 9 of us involved in this relegation dogfight. That doesn't happen normally. And I think what will happen this year is the Premier League at the top end will get better. There won't be so many poor seasons from the likes of Liverpool. Remember, we took points off Liverpool and Chelsea. They won't have us nowhere near as poor seasons this time around, which means teams like Luton and Sheffield United, with all due respect, will become like the whipping boys. Again, for me, Burnley are a bit of an unknown quantity. Let's see if he can play that style of play in the Premier League and get away with it. But I think now, early season prediction, there is only one relegation place up for grabs from the runs that are established Premier League teams. And I think Everton might survive. I sort of agree with this a little bit. They massively outscored their XG last season. That is not sustainable. It's not sustainable long term. So Fulham, could be. It depends how they recruit, but I have to agree with you a little bit, Leeds Sayer, to be honest. I mean, it's bold, but let's go. Fulham, Sheffield United, Luton. That's what I think will happen. And I think Everton will be safe. So maybe it's not that bad of a move. Maybe this bid, if it is credible, and I'm led to believe it is, just from our friend Andrea Russo. We'll chat about the journalist that broke the story and his information. So again, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, look, Everton's a Premier League club. We know the thing is with Gnonto as well. His agent came out and said he's already shown he can be at that level. He's gonna. His agent basically said he's leaving. Chris Somerville almost the same. I've told my agent to tell me in this after the tournament, almost the same. And isn't it interesting that the 4 players that are yet to return, and I know it's internationals and all that sort of stuff, but we've seen other players return that have been involved in internationals. But the ones that haven't are Rodrigo, Gnonto, Somerville, and Meslier. Now, there is a case to say that all 4 could leave. This is true. So is that part of the reason why they're not back? Is there something in that? I think so. And it'd be disappointing, but it's a lot of money that we'll get for Gnonto. I know people want more, but I mean, what are you expecting? Let me know in the chat what you think's a fair price for Gnonto. Let me know. Please put it in the chat and we'll have a chat about it. Rodrigo, I think he's leaving. I've seen a tweet this morning that basically said he's done wherever he is going. Who that is, I'm not too sure. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But we all know Rodrigo's going to leave. We all know Meslier is going to leave. We all, I think the club won't mind moving Somerville on. And to be honest, the way that he's behaved over the couple of seasons, even when Bielsa was here, you can sort of see the maybe attitude issues there. And Gnonto has done well, and his agent's going to get him a different club. And maybe that's why them 4 are not back as early as the rest are. Because we've even seen Helder Costa return, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? Even he's back. I don't know. Darren Wong says at least 35 million plus loads of add-ons. This is a young Italian international. What I'll say to that, though, right? What I'll say to that, Darren, is Harvey Barnes will go for 35 million. James Maddison went for 40. Do you genuinely put Willie Gnonto in the same bracket as these ballers? No. That's my opinion. So I think with regard, I mean, Jamie makes a good point. Trafford has gone for 19 million, but I think Trafford's potential's higher than Willie Gnonto's. Yes, he's only played in League One, but you've also got to factor in the selling club. He's leaving City. He's leaving Manchester City. That has to play a factor. We know they're shrewd operators as well. We're a relegated club. Do you know what I mean? If I just have a look at someone's mentioned Costa going 17 million. Yeah, but where Costa was profile wise, having done it in the Championship as well, it's not too dissimilar. Maybe I'm just looking at the positives, but I don't think it's that bad. But Tommy G, yeah, look, Maddison did have 1 year left. You're right, but Barnes doesn't. Harvey Barnes doesn't. I've even seen 25 million touted for Harvey Barnes in some reports. Locks tells me they won't accept less than 35. I've seen a report saying 25. No disrespect to Willie. He's nowhere close to Harvey Barnes. Nowhere close. Now, in terms of Gnonto as well, if we're going to be realistic here, there was moments where he went missing. Darren Wong says Barnes is just an okay player. No. Now you're looking at it through Leeds tinted glasses. He's not just an okay player. Come on, man. That's not. You are definitely looking at with Leeds white rose tinted glasses for me to say that he's just okay and therefore Willie's better. No, and I agree. He's still yet to be proven, really. This is a good point though by Andy, but again, from a German, again, I guess the selling club has a big part to play in this. We're a Championship club now. I think sometimes we can overvalue our players. It's clear we overvalued incoming players, and that's due to the previous regime. It'll be interesting to see what this current regime does. But yeah, listen, I know a lot of you disagree with me, and that's fine. Barnes has climaxed. I disagree. I mean, if he's climaxed, then why are Newcastle, West Ham, Aston Villa, all these teams in Europe after him if he's climaxed, if he's not the player? Why are they not after Gnonto? Why are they not after Willie? Why is it clubs like Everton that are after Willie? If that's the case. Yeah, thank you. JC, I think he's bang on the money, and this is the point, isn't it? Barnes and Maddison have proved themselves for the last 4 or 5 years in the Prem, season after season, goals and assists. Gnonto hasn't. And that's part of the deal. You know, I would love to get 35 million, but it is unrealistic. And I have to agree with that. I understand it is, but but Jamie, they might want that. Will they get that? I'm not too sure. I don't think they will. And again, people will say, oh, Romeo Lavia, they want 50 million. Romeo Lavia is streets ahead of Willie Gnonto. I'm sorry, folks. They're not even in the same stratosphere. I'm sorry. I'm not. Romeo Lavia is different gravy. So, and I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. Villa are also after Gnonto, but won't pay our asking price. Well, there you go then, Russ. So even they think that it's too pricey at the amount we're asking for. So yeah. Yeah, I think this is a point as well. That also Zurich will have probably a healthy will have a healthy sell-on clause. But we'll talk about it anyway. We'll see what the crack is. Yeah, Lee, 25 million for Willie, 30 on a good day, but likely 25 million seems about right. I think so, 2025 to be think. And maybe there will be a sell-on clause in there, because if he does go and he does fulfill his potential, then maybe he moves on from Everton. Is Gnonto a must-sell? No. I think it's more a case of if he wants to leave. And Daniel Farker will only want players that want to be there and fight for the cause. And I understand that as well. So, yeah, so we move. Yes, exactly, Lappers. When the pressure was on, Barnes turned up 100%. He's done it season on season. Willie's had 10 really good games. The potential is there, but not Barnes level yet. Exactly. Exactly, mate. So I think no, and this is right, Enzo. He says totally entitled to your opinion, Joe, and it's really early days for Willie, to be fair. But I think if he continues to develop, if he could be different level to Barnes, I'd love to keep him here. That may well be the case, but that could be the case. No, not yet, bro. I'm going in today to see if I can sort that and see about it. So we'll have to wait and see. Right. So let's get stuck into some of the articles, okay, and see what's actually being said. But before we do that, let's look at the our new kit. Remember, brought this 3 months ago now. Footy Headlines brought the story. It also means we might be getting that monstrosity of a fruit salad kit. And I believe the Leeds Rhinos did something similar for the City of Culture bid. I think Leeds United might do the same. The only thing we might see changes is if the 49ers might come in and throw a spanner in the works, if you like. But this is the Leeds United Home 23-24 shirt. I like the fact that they've used Darko, JB, Archie Gray and Sonny Perkins, some of the young lads. But yeah, as shirts go, it's an absolute beauty. You can see it in all its glory there. It is lovely to look at and look. You can see there, just if I can zoom in enough, you can see the peacocks embezzled on the shirt, which is a really nice touch. The colourway is really nice. It's a proper yellow. I think I love this detail on the back, the old peacock. I think it's lovely. Someone's just said top kit. I think the colour is meh. Yeah, that's the Leeds United colours. So I don't know where we're getting that from. Why do you think the colour is meh? That's Leeds United. So yeah, nicest kit for you, simple and classy. Yeah, it's really nice. But like I say, I love this. I love the fact there's no Adidas under the three stripes. And like I say, when you zoom in close, you can see the peacock embezzled on the shirt itself. I hope that translates on the picture. But yeah, for me, it's an absolute lovely shirt. I don't think you can go wrong with that. I think they've done fantastically well. And of course, our man Andrea had to get in on the act, didn't he? Mr. Andrea Radrizzani, because someone tweeted him. I don't know if you've had a chance to see this. I'll share it with you so you can see it. So Andrea loves it, doesn't he? Andrea Radrizzani, that is. Someone said, stunning that, lads. This is what a proper kit design looks like, not your 9-year-old's drawings. And then he said, well, who do you think made it? He has to take that credibility for it, doesn't he? He has to just have that little thing over it. Well, I designed it. But Yorkshireman says, why are the we? Yeah, I mean, I'm not tweeting him anymore. I did quote tweet his tweet to say, leave me alone, because I'm sick of seeing him. That's the point. I did quote tweet it to say, leave me alone. But like, he's trying to take credit for something. But like, I love the square balls response. While you're here talking design, what are your thoughts on this? This is so true, right? Like, if you're going to take credit for that, then also come out and back this, the Gaviscon badge. Do you know what I mean? Agreed, Jake. Narcissist. Egotistical. But it's mad, yeah. You can imagine what the quote tweets look like. If you want something to look at, then do it. But I just don't understand why he needs to go near it. Why he needs to go near it. Just stay away. You're done now. Do you know what I mean? Like, just move on. Like, if I'm a Sampdoria fan, I'm also going, what are you doing? Why are you getting involved? Just like when we were getting relegated, he was out in Sampdoria. And we're going, he's not even at he's not even at our club. Yorkshireman, I agree. Like, for me, stay away, because he'll respond. But when I see him respond, I'm gonna say, like, I just tweeted him just saying, leave me alone, man. I'm sick of seeing you on my timeline. But it is what it is. People are gonna tweet him. But he would have been involved in the process. Of course he would. It was 3 months ago when it was announced on Footy Headlines. It'll have been done even before that. So of course he'll have been involved in the design. But he also brought us the pajama shirt that his son bought. He also brought us the burgundy shirt that had a link back to his heritage. So yeah. he brought us them as well. So yeah, it's just, he loves it. And the thing is, while this EFL thing's still going on, we're still gonna have to be involved with him in some capacity. Like, you know, for a fact that if we have to go to him to sign players, he's gonna let us know. He's gonna quote tweet it and be like, "Good luck." It's like, fuck off, go away, leave me alone. Do you know what I mean? That's where I'm at. Right, okay, let's just quickly jump on over to this into this Italian article then. This is the news that broke yesterday. Obviously, it's translated to English. It says Willy Gnonto is very close to Everton. According to what has been learned exclusively, the Italian winger will close his adventure at Leeds to play again in the Premier League. This is the main law agreement for 22 million euros. In the background remains Villa, but which now seems to be in the background. The toffee sank on the Italian national team player. So it looks like we've given a valuation and Everton are willing to meet that valuation. Now, the journalist that broke this story on Twitter, and a lot of people responding, etc., saying he's poor, our good man Andrea Russo, who is obviously of Italian heritage and lives in Italy, basically told me that Criscitello, he did give me the pronunciation. Let me just listen one sec. So the journalist Michele Criscitello, okay, the one who reported the Gnonto link to Everton, is the director of Sport Italia, okay, the publication. And basically, it's the main free-to-air sports channel in Italy, okay? So Sport Italia is a big free-to-air sports channel that goes out in Italy, and he is the director of that. Okay, so we're talking, I guess, like I guess from a Leeds United, so from an English perspective, we think about Sky Sports. It's like, I guess, if Jim White started chatting about a try. I know he's not the director, but obviously this guy here, Criscitello, who is the director of Sport Italia, which is the main free-to-air sports channel in Italy, is the one that brought the story. He has good connections with the agents. Mainly thanks to their transfer man, Alfredo Padula. Now, I assume Padula is one of the journalists, maybe, that works on Sport Italia. So he did put in brackets, I'm afraid this link is reliable. Okay. Now, of course, it might not happen, but that's what I've heard from Andrea. Obviously, we see the links, but according to Andrea, the person that broke the story, it is credible. Okay. Works at, you know, similarly to Sky Sports. As much as you might dislike Sky Sports, they don't put anything out on their TV program unless it's credible, right? Of course, they might get it secondhand nowadays. We wait for the likes of Fabrizio, etc., to do it. But yeah, apparently it's credible. We'll have to wait and see if any of the big Twitter journalists pick this up. No doubt they will, right? If it's come from him, you'll start to see people who are not ITK going exclusive. Just breaking news as well. Victor Gyökeres is in Lisbon undergoing a medical and finishing his move to Sporting. The deal is worth just over 20 million. Let's make that comparison with Willy Gnonto, actually. Because Gyökeres is an absolute goal fiend, yeah? Goal scorer for fun, and he's going just over 20 million. So is Gyökeres proven more so than than Gnonto? I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll wait and see. But look, Gyökeres is off the table. He was anyway, right? We said that for a while, but I still see people linking him. Let's go for Gyökeres. And it's like, oh, he's going to Sporting, and it looks like he's out there. Robert Darlington says Joe's at the bargaining stage of grief over Gnonto. Potentially Robert. But yeah, look, the exclusive that broke last night, as we know, is that Gnonto could be on his way to Everton. Mister says, look, how much did we pay for that bum James? People content with Gnonto leaving for nothing. The world has gone mad. Right, okay, again, we have to put caveats on this, Mr. Amthrop. The caveats we have to put is Man United were selling to Leeds United. That's also a caveat. Man United, a Premier League, Leeds United, a Premier League. That is also a caveat. Yeah. Leeds United coveted Dan James for almost 2-3 seasons. That is also a caveat that has to be added. These are all these factors that will have made Man United stronger at the negotiating table against Leeds United. We also know that the clowns that were running the football club also like to get put over a barrel. But they're things that matter. Now, if Dan James, let's say, was in a relegated team, it's totally different. The caveats are small club mentality, end of. I disagree, mate, but that's fine. If you think it's that, it's that. It is what it is. We move. So, yeah, Willie Gnonto, as I say, a lot of publications reporting it now. Sport Italia now on the back of... the link. Well, that was the Sport Italia publication. It's just been picked up by aggregator sites now, Mock Leeds News and stuff like that. So that's their link. Just to say that Leeds have accepted an £18.8 million bid. I don't know if it's that. If it's, 20 million, 25 million would be great. We'll have to wait and see. One funny side to this is that cost. I think one of the articles states that Leeds United could look to returning loanee to fill the Gnonto vibe. Costa's not that man. I think Costa will move on. I think we can all agree on that. The YEP claim that it's likely to be another exit just because he's got that super agent Jorge Mendes who actually brought him, etc. So, yeah, look. Costa is not the man for me and will be moved on. I don't see the rebirth for Costa. I don't see the rebirth for Shackleton. Like people keep saying, just because we're a championship club, Costa cannot be the man to look at. But yeah, look, as we know, Sport Italia, as we've just been speaking about, have brought that story. So we'll wait and see if we get any more news, if we hear it from the likes of Phil Hay, etc. See if it gets that rubber stamp, at which point people will take it more seriously. Maybe a Fabrizio Romano tweet, but according to Andrea, Sport Italia are a decent publication and can be relied upon. Let's just quickly jump into the Marc Roca. This has been going on for weeks. This feels like this has been going on for the longest, but the Athletic have ran with the story now to say that Marc Roca is set for a loan move to Real Betis. This has been put together by Guillermo Rey and Phil Hay. Leeds defender Marc Roca is on the verge of joining Real Betis on loan. Let's see what the funds are, etc. alongside it. Don't really say, but I believe we've agreed a sell-on clause for Marc Roca close to. We'd get the money, return back on our investment, if you like. He's gone out on loan, and we'll see what happens there. Roca will be a different player in Spain, says JC. I think, yeah, you're probably right, mate. He really wasn't suited to the Premier League. It didn't work out for him over in Germany either, so maybe a return back to his native country will do him well. Yes, I think this is point. Yes, okay, you might look at it and say that 20 million is cheap, but from a business perspective, we paid, 5 million or something for him. I just want to have a look, actually. I did bring this up earlier on. Just 1 second while I share this. It is Transfermarkt, and on Transfermarkt, they have his current market value as 18 million euros. You can see that he's shot up, obviously, after his move to Leeds United, and he's currently valued at 18 million. So according to that, again, it's not always right, but like I say, it's a definite return on investment, and they've got him valued at 18 million. We'll be getting more than that. So yeah, Willie Gnonto looks like he'll be moving on. And I think the four that aren't back yet, Rodrigo, Meslier, Gnonto, and Somerville all will move on. I think that's my thought process at the minute. A little bit off piste, but a bit of an opinion piece, but we're going to be talking about that man again, one of the worst loans in Premier League history for me. Weston McKennie could move to Aston Villa, but he's been warded off by Rosie Tudbill. It's an opinion piece, I believe, she said. He should avoid poor move for Weston McKennie. I think he will. Weston McKennie might be going to Dortmund, but yeah, less said about that man, the better. Sean Healy with the super chat. Big up, Sean, always supporting the channel. He says, sorry, Joe was late, only on now. What do you think of the new jersey? It's lovely, mate. Looks nice. Love the yellow and blue stripes on the top of the shoulders. When the away kit out, do you know? I don't know, and I've not even actually seen any pictures on the away kit. So I hope they just go yellow, bro. I hope they go yellow. I hope they go the same, but yellow with blue. That would be my preference, but we'll wait and see. There you go. Look, this broke as well. This came from Phil here. I don't know if it came from an article or from the Phil here pod. I must have missed it, but apparently Leeds United received quite a lot of interest in Darko JB over last summer or maybe January. Leeds United have received interest in JB, but he is not on their list of players that want to exit the club this summer, as he could play a part for them, according to Phil Hay in The Athletic. So as it turns out, it could be this summer that quite a lot of teams have inquired about Darko JB. You can understand why. He had a good under youth age. I forget what age it is, under 19s or something along them lines. But he had a good international spell alongside Alex Scott, who rips it up in the Championship for Bristol City. But Leeds United have put a hard pass, so it looks like Darko JB is going to be staying around. I think we all know that anyway. We all expected that, and I think Darko JB, the fact that he's on the kit launch and all that sort of stuff, I think he's massively good. No, it wasn't the under-21s, was it, bro? He's not involved in the under-21s. They've just won the Euros. He's not involved in that squad. So yeah, I think this is wild though. I can't lie, Lee. If Lavia's worth 40 based on potential Barnes, is already. He's not the Italian poster boy though. Where do we get that from? Who says he's the Italian poster boy? I don't think he is the Italian poster boy. Is he? I don't think so. I'm not sure. And Lavia streets ahead of Willie Gnonto. You need to see Lavia play. There's nowhere. I think he's streets ahead. But there we move. So Darko JB's staying put, and I don't think any of us expected otherwise. I think he's going to have a very big part to play this season, and hopefully involved Archie Gray as well. Like I said, there's a lot of publications running with that story now. Look, we've spoken about this man over the last couple of days. Ryan Fraser. Phil Hayes just tweeted an article. Let's see what Phil Hayes had to say. It is that article about Darko JB. Let me just have a quick scan read. Yeah, it's just about Darko JB. So, yeah, news is thin on the ground. He does say Tyler Adams. I'll just quickly share this. Obviously, big up to Phil. One moment. Okay, so it's just about Darko JB and us receiving, asks from other clubs to say, is he available? Leeds United have said no. Talking about the midfielders that have left, Weston McKennie, Marc, Roca, etc. It says Tyler Adams might depart too, and while Leeds are fighting to return him, he is yet to regain full fitness after hamstring surgery in March. He's not going to feature against Man United. And it is uncertain if Leeds will reach the end of the transfer window with him. The vacuum is one JB can fill. Unlike other players who have left City's academy, Romeo Lavia being one, JB's contract at Ellen Road is not believed to include a buyback clause, giving City the right to re-sign him for a fixed fee, whereas the likes of Lavia, etc., do. There were loan bids for him in January at the start of this year from West Brom and Sheff Wednesday, but Leeds resolved to keep him. Let's have a look. Yes, I think that's it. It's just about Darko JB and what we've just been reporting, that Leeds fended off interest for him, and just that Leeds United want to keep Adams around the place. I think the fact that that's that piece, for me, there doesn't seem to be any news out there that Phil's aware of, because he'd have sat on that article. He'll have known about Darko JB having loans for West Brom, etc., back when they were made, surely. So I'm not sure if he's aware of anything that's going to happen in the immediate future. Like, we've seen reports that 2 players will be signed today. It's bullshit, because they'd have heard. We'd have known they'd have been going for medicals. There'd have been pictures, all this sort of stuff. I'm very surprised that they can keep you can't. This isn't the 90s anymore. You can't keep transfers under wraps. As soon as they're in the door, it happens. So I don't it tells me that there's not much out there. There's not much sloshing about because yeah. Anyway, Jamie, I want to make this comparison here because Leeds United apparently have slapped a 40 million price tag on Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams has played Champions League football. Tyler Adams is the USA men's national team captain. Yeah. Is Gnonto worth 30, 35 if we're going to sell Adams for 40? Because if you're selling Gnonto for 30, 35, then you want 70 for Adams. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. Yeah, but Damar, you can only keep it under wraps for so long, for sure. You can only keep it under wraps for so long, for sure. So, yeah, it's all relative, innit? It's all relative on transfer fees. We'll never be happy. It's never enough. It is what it is. Right, okay. So let's just quickly jump onto this again. I'm not really feeling this. I think it's his agent trying to talk shit up. But Ryan Fraser hasn't turned up for training with Newcastle. He's not been seen training with Newcastle as he continues to look for a move away from the club. The fact that he was banished 2 times, yes, by Eddie Howe on both occasions, but he's obviously a bit of a troublemaker. We don't want him near the club, and I don't want Ryan Fraser in. Do I think he could do a job? Yes, but stay away from the football club, Ryan Fraser, please. You're a bit of a nuisance. He refused to play for Bournemouth. We're all kicking off about Charlie Taylor. So yeah, nah. Not for me, Ryan Fraser, stay away. But he hasn't turned up for training. Again, that's max of a divvy. Do you know what I mean? This is a club that pays your wages. Let's move on to this. Again, this was reported yesterday and hasn't really picked up legs since. So I don't think it's that credible. But it is Yussuf Poulsen. Yussuf Poulsen, Leeds were linked with a surprise move for RB Leipzig striker Yussuf Poulsen. So I don't see it. I mean, this one here smacks of Victor Orta reclamation project kind of vibe. Yeah, this is a Victor Orta signing. This is a Jesse Marsh signing. I think it's an easy link to make. Again, it could be agent talk. I don't see him dropping down to the Championship either. He probably could move somewhere else in Europe. But it says that we're interested in him. He's 29. Again, not the right age profile for me. Has made 280 career appearances. Danish international, but I believe he's lost his place in the Danish setup. He's scored 70 times while chipping in 11 goals for his country. It sounds outlandish to suggest an established Bundesliga player at prime age would be willing to drop down to the second tier in England, and it is that. He is in the final year of his contract, and RB Leipzig are yet to table an offer. Again, it's sort of like agent talk, right, for me, because you've got a player going into the last year of his contract. You've got a club in Leeds United that have historically done business with RB Leipzig and RB Salzburg under the previous regime. So it makes sense from a reporting sense. Leeds have got a few players now from Leipzig and Salzburg, right? Okay, he's in the last year. Let's put that out there. That will then alert other clubs. I don't see Leeds United moving for Yussuf Poulsen. For me, if Yussuf Poulsen is available, just go get Sam Surridge. You've got Sam Surridge, who is younger, has played at the Championship and Premier League. Go get him. If you're looking for a replacement for Bamford, and I agree, Andrew. I agree with you, mate. It does BS. I agree. Sometimes when you do these reports, people think you think it's credible. It's not. We're just talking about the news that's out there, and I believe as well that it is BS. But if there is genuine links, just go and get Surridge. Surridge is apparently available for 2.2 million. Okay, has played in the Championship, has played in the Premier League, and it's very similar profile to Bamford for me. I'm going to show you Yussuf Poulsen's stats on FB Ref over the course of the season. I mean, if you look at some of the players he's similar to, like Fulcrux had an amazing season. We know about Inaki Williams, of course, Pace, Marc, Churn. You've got Tammy Abraham, Kai Havertz, Alexander Sorloth, who's had another good season at Leipzig. You've got Dzeko. These are the players that he's comparable to statistically. But, I just think it's another. I mean, if you look though, his numbers ain't too bad in terms of this is a expected assisted goals. Again, expected assist. I think it's a wild metric for me personally. I wonder if Brendan Aaronson's expected assists are quite high. What's an expected assist in the grand scheme of things? You want an actual assist, don't you? Which is here. I guess his numbers aren't too bad. Would he drop down to the Championship? Probably not. Would he cost a bit? Maybe. I don't know. With him being in the last year of his contract, I don't know what his valuation is. But again, I just think if you look at Sam Surridge, just go get Surridge for me. Yussuf Poulsen is currently valued at €7 million, according to Transfer Mark. You can see he peaked around here, 35 million once upon a time. But again, he was 24. He's now 29. And you can see he's on a steep decline. So clearly his heyday has happened, right? Of course, you say strikers don't hit their ceiling until around this age. They've got a bit of experience, but I think from 24 being valued at around that, and again, Transfer Marks isn't the be all and end all, but it's a sharp decline, isn't it? I think from a wage point of view as well, I don't think Yussuf Poulsen will be on anything cheap. We can have a look just to double check. I just think it's not something Leeds United are going to be looking at, to be honest. Let me just have a look at what his wage is. He's been at the club for quite some time as well. Yeah, I mean, if we look at this here he is here. I'll zoom right in so you can get a look at that. This is verified as well. So Yussuf Poulsen is getting around about 76,000 euros. I don't know what that equates to. Probably 70, 75. I don't know. But it's 4 million. We're not going to make that deal happen. And if you are going to make that, then just go get Sam Surridge for me and still go out and try get, a Pirro or someone of that ilk. I think that makes the most sense to me. I don't think that one makes sense at all, personally. I don't know. I'm just reading. Yeah, I'm just checking my notifications to see if there's anything I've missed, but it doesn't look like I have, folks. Everything seems to be up to date now. Andrea is still under the weather, but he is going to be joining us tonight. We are going to finish tonight, folks, at 10 p.m. We're going to finish the scouting report, episode 3, wingers and attackers. So at 10 p.m, make sure you join myself, Andrea, and of course Lockie Leeds. Will be chatting about Leeds United prospective signings for Lucas Sablaza says, "Oh wow, his PR team likes our post. He's staying." Yes. What's this? What do you mean? Tell me. Yeah, so watch this space with that. So 10 tonight. 10 tonight, there'll be me, Lockie, and Andrea, and we'll be talking scouting report, and we'll be looking at potential signings that Daniel Farker and Leeds could move for in the wing and striker position. Thanks as always for tuning into the Just Joe Football Show. Let me have a look at the time. We'll probably jump on Twitch at around about past for a couple of hours before I head out. So please make sure you smash a like on the video. Join me on Twitch as well. If we could look, path to partner. I need to get an average of 75 viewers. I've hit everything else. So if you could, even if you're not going to watch it, just sit there and let them viewers come in. So I want to get path to partner. I need an average of 75. I'm going to keep grinding on Twitch. And you can see there, the link is in the comments now. So go on over, hit that, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Twitch if you can as well. So yeah, listen, I'll speak to you all in a bit. Enjoy your shift. Lucas Blazer, just come on over to Twitch, bro. Come on over to Twitch. Michael, I'm playing FIFA at the minute, bro. I do have some other games to play as well, but we'll see. Smash a like on the video. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you tonight on YouTube at 10 p.m. for the scouting report, when we look at the most exciting positions to scouting and the striker and wingers position in that 4-2-3-1. the three behind the striker. It's going to be nice. See you tonight.